Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractible. This week, it's dire threats to the world of Reddit, as host with the most Marq asks the gents to get their creative juices flowing in the wrong way. Bob threatens to break through Wade's back door and proposes Marq go abroad for his drugs. Bonking Walk and Wade judges by rectal investigation, courts cancellation, and goes AWOL. From gum grafts to Distractiland. Yes, it's time for Subreddit Enemy No. 1. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to Distractible! I am your host, Marq-Eye-Blier. Yes, that guy, the one and only, the best host of Distractible, Marq-Eye-Blier.
The humblest, the most modest.
The cutest little Marky Poo-Poo, little Marky Poo-Poo.
Well, you're only embarrassing yourself there. But anyway, we all know that I'm the greatest host, but I wouldn't be the greatest host without the greatest guests. Bob and Wade.
Okay. It's back to an and friends type deal, huh? Marq-Eye-Blier presents Distractible featuring and friends.
I'm just trying to get back to our roots, our true roots.
That is our roots, really and truly it is.
So enough of my ego. Well, not enough of my ego. My ego will have its time later. But how are you guys doing?
Good. I'm honored to be here on Marq-Eye-Blier and friend and guest. So thank you for having us.
Wait, who's friend and who's guest? Which one am I?
We got to figure that out later, but that's,
I'd like to retain my historical title if I could. I don't want to be demoted from friend to guest.
Well, I guess I'm demoting myself.
Good.
Well, can I be Marq-Eye-Blier? Can you be guest, Mark?
Oh yeah, Mark can be guest.
Can I demote myself just to guest? I think that's within my power if I transfer. I soul transfer into your body.
The host is basically the genie of the lamp. You are omnipotent, omni...
Wade, you get to body switch with one of us. Who's it going to be?
Bob, because he's already in Ohio.
All right.
Are you kidding me? I would take Mark's body over mine in a heartbeat. You joking me?
Yeah, but I'd take Ohio over California in a heartbeat because it won't really matter what body you're in when you're on fire.
I was going to say that's not a real argument, but it's not a real argument. It really is.
Is there a fire right now? I don't know. Is there?
If there's not a fire, there's a landslide. If there's not a landslide, there's a lightning storm starting 200 fires. God damn.
If I ever ask any of you guys in California how things are going, it's like, oh, everything's on fire, or oh, there's a drought, or oh, the traffic. And that's pretty much all I know.
You just sound like every conservative radio host ever. Anytime California comes up, it's just a wasteland. Well, I'll have you know that the drought is over. There's no fires right now, and I don't drive.
Well, that's...
Hell, heck yeah!
I don't have my driver's license right now, so screw you!
Is there a story here?
Yeah, no, I do believe that. I 100% believe that that's a thing that's happening.
Do we have a Marq-Eye-Blier lost his driver's license mugshot?
No, I lost my driver's license because I lost my wallet, but I know where my wallet is. It's in the dump somewhere.
Oh, well, when are you going to go get that?
I'm not. I just let that one go.
Dig around a little bit, or?
No, because the thing is, I know exactly where it is because I know I did something that I never have done before and I shouldn't do, and I know exactly when I did it because I can trace the last purchase that I had for this time that I used it. Would you like to know where my wallet currently is and how I lost it?
I was assuming you would tell us. Yes, please.
This feels like one of those treasure hunts that if we figure out the clues and we find the treasure, we get rich or something,
You know, maybe I shouldn't tell people this because then people might go to the dump and find my wallet because I'm going to say exactly where it is. Look, if someone out there goes and finds my wallet, I basically canceled all the cards, but... If you find that wallet, the wallet is very special to me, but I don't want people going out into the dump.
That's like super dangerous to do. Dumps are not good. I don't know if anyone out there would hear that that's where all the trash goes and be like, oh, that's cool. I should go hang out there. But it's worse than you think, I bet. It's like really toxic, and there's gases that can.
It's a great place to light up a cigarette and blow up.
Yeah, needles probably everywhere, used or unused.
Things can cave in and also landslide down in ways. It's not great.
Imagine dying by suffocating in garbage. That sounds
I'm
like
sure it's happened.
It definitely happened.
probably happening right now.
Anyway, so what happened is I got McDonald's and then I went home and not only did I get large fry and a chocolate shake and a large Sprite.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, you were thirsty.
So I don't usually get two beverages for myself, so I was having trouble walking in my home with all this. So I ended up putting one of the drinks in the bag with the fries, and then I had my wallet out and loose because I pulled it out of my back pocket to go pay. So I stuffed the wallet in the McDonald's bag.
Ooh.
Which is something I never really do. I don't know why I did it this time. Yeah, and I can't confirm that this is what happened, but I have not found my wallet since this moment. And I just so happened to do this the night before trash day. So I went, not only did I throw away this bag after I was done with it, but then I took my trash out because the trash was being collected the next day because I'm so responsible. I think what happened was I never got my wallet out of there and I threw away my wallet.
So the new California gold rush is on everyone.
Look, I haven't been able to get my prescription for ADHD meds in like weeks.
It's so funny how we had like an episode about that, and somehow it's still a problem, almost like the American healthcare system isn't improving.
No, here's the thing. I talked about this on FNAF because like I need to, for a prescription, even with my prescription, even though it's like a majority of the medication in my prescription is a class 4 drug. And if you don't know what class drugs are, class 2 is what most ADHD medications are.
4 seems high.
4 is good. No, 4 is better.
Oh, okay.
1 is like cocaine and heroin.
Oh, okay. Okay. Low is bad. Got it.
4 means you could get refills. So in this medication is 70% of a class 4, but because there's 30% instant release, it's still a class 2, which is annoying as hell because you cannot get a prescription with a refill of ADHD medication that is a stimulant, even though the majority of it is a class 4. It doesn't matter. Whatever.
We talked about this on several past episodes. I've been taking ADHD meds. They're non-stimulants. There are
non-stimulant ones.
Non-stimulant treatments, like a very low-key treatment. I can't even get prescription with refills. And that totally fucked me during the move. So what I take is it's an antidepressant that also helps with ADD symptoms. When you just cold turkey stop taking an antidepressant, even if you weren't depressed before you started taking it, it acts like a severe depression takes over your entire soul and being. And holy fuck, was that rough.
Yeah, that's awful.
But I can't even get, mine is like a generic long-standing treatment for several things. I can't even get refills. Every month I have to remember to talk to the doctor, which is challenging because I can't remember to do anything, even though the medicine is helping. But like, yeah, it sucks.
My problem is unique because my doctor just stopped answering the phone. So here's the thing though, my doctor has never answered the phone for the past like 5 years. It's always been a thing where you call and leave a voicemail. I swear I've been going to this doctor for 8 years. I didn't know what the receptionist sounded like. She's only ever answered the phone once in that 5 years. And then it's just like, I just constantly leave messages. I'm like, please, I'm so desperate. I need a prescription. The prescription is a STARS. Just please get the doctor to write it. I met with him a month ago. I know it's been a month, but it didn't get over there. And so basically they didn't call back. So I don't have anything. So I'm looking for a new doctor.
You know what you should do, Mark? Is you should go to Korea once a month.
I should. It'd be easier.
Because they'll get you squared away in like 5 minutes. You just dip off the plane, hang your head out the plane as it's like taxiing and be like, ADHD, and some doctor will just like huck drugs right at your face.
Do you know what I discovered on this most recent trip to Korea that I've been breaking the law of before? You cannot, maybe I shouldn't admit this. I don't know the statute of limitations on this.
Allegedly,
Allegedly, not in association with me, but you cannot take amphetamine-based stimulants over to Korea, even if it's prescribed for ADHD.
No, when you go to Korea to get their wildlife to bring it back into the U.S., you can't also take drugs. Allegedly.
Sure.
Allegedly. Right.
Yeah.
But allegedly, you can't do what I said, but you can take the medication that I'm currently on. So, as everyone knows, I'm a law-abiding citizen. And I'm perfectly within my means to take this prescription.
Mark would never choose to break the law.
Well, it's not like they can identify you anyway because you don't have an ID right now.
I did just get my global entry card, though. So, and that works as a functional ID.
He's basically off grid at this point.
If it makes you guys feel any better, as someone without ADHD, I also can't get ADHD meds right now.
That's the thing is, you probably could. You got a Cincinnati guy.
I got an ADHD meds guy.
Yeah, Cincinnati just has a pervasive drug problem. It's all full of like horrible.
What do you mean? Isn't your doctor's name Mr. Stimulant Giver?
No, I don't have a doctor right now. He doesn't answer my calls.
Oh, I got a bevy of doctors and they all give me drugs. Hang on.
Bevy.
A bevy of doctors.
All right, anyway, enough med talk. It's either medication we really are getting older. We're just talking about, I can't get my meds. The doctor don't answer no more.
These dang kids coming into our yard.
Look, I got a new ring.
Wow.
James gave it to me for Father's Day. This is my father.
How the hell is he shopping? That's crazy.
He's very sophisticated. He's like 4 years old mentally, even though he's only 8 months old physically.
That's pretty impressive.
It's made from a whiskey barrel. It's very cool.
Whoa, that's a small barrel.
Edit it so I turn invisible when I do this.
Oh.
Where did I go?
Whoa.
Now you can see me.
Oh, he's back! Man, you can only get this great content on Spotify!
That's what you get for not watching. The invisibility gag is only for lookers.
Make sure to put in a sound effect of whoosh and whoosh, so that people know when they're listening in their car when to crash. Hilariousness of the bit.
We'll edit in little sound bites of just our voices in AI just being like, you should look at the screen now, just to try and see if we can up the number of vehicle accidents we cause.
I can't imagine how many are going to be crashing into the dumps right now.
Yep, just diving off the freeway. Anyway, so we all know how I'm the best host, right? So that's the reason I'm the best host is because I am the champion of the subreddit.
I don't think that's true.
I am the one they respect. I'm the one they love. I'm the one they adore. And I am the one that's going to bring back everything they've ever known and loved.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm bringing it back to the classics. I'm bringing it back to our roots. I'm bringing it back to where we started from. You remember where we go turn by turn with titles included.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
And it's going to center all the content around it. So do you want to know what the theme of today's episode is?
Clowns parachuting from planes. Clowns parachuting from planes.
I say you guys are going to each take turns coming up with the best distractible topic. You're gonna name it, you're gonna explain it. I want titles first, and I'll pick based on the title, and then you tell me what the greatest idea that you have for a distractible topic is going to be. I'm gonna write them down. They will be mine and mine alone. I will. We have a contract that says that anything that you guys come up with during my judgment era is my property and not your own. Even if you think of an idea and you don't say it out loud, that's mine and actually mine.
So this is kind of like a DPT clause?
Yes, exactly. Whatever that is.
A don't take that clause.
Yeah, that thing. Is that the real name of it?
That's not a thing. I just made that up. What do you think exists in this world, Mark?
I don't know. All right. Anyway, I'm ready, and everyone on the subreddit is ready. All the lookers are ready. The listeners probably aren't ready. I am so ready to be thrilled, and the people are going to be so excited because the future is going to be filled with the greatest ideas we've ever had. Right here, right now.
Okay.
Wait, what'd you say? You want to go first?
Yeah, please. Yeah, sure, man. I'm ready.
I thought I heard you say that.
So I think one of the best distractible topics would be bald man's confidential terms.
Ooh.
Where the bald guy has confidential terms that you guys have to figure out.
It's like a bald confessional.
Yes, sure. You know, I got an idea for later.
All right, continue. What's bald? So it's not a bald confessional, it's bald confidential terms?
Yeah. So basically, I mean, a bald host, any bald host of us, would come up with a catalog of different terms and terminologies, sentences, and assign points if one of us other hosts were to say those things.
Wow.
But they don't know that saying them gives them points. They just have to be confused as to why they're getting points.
That's incredible. I didn't even give Bob a chance to come up with the title of his future episode that I'm going to do. So I'm going to award you the points and the points for the title because you just clearly swept and deserved it all. Because
he told me to go first and I went for it.
I appreciate that and I appreciate you. You got big points coming your way.
That's legit.
That is legit.
Yeah. So the title of my episode is it's going to be, I didn't think of the title. I have a concept I think actually is pretty funny, but.
Oh, sorry. You just look like a toddler giving a book report. Just my favorite.
I read Charlotte's Web. It's about a spider and a pig.
Mm-hmm.
What would the title be called? The title of the episode is Frankie, my dear, I just don't give a damn.
What?
All right. So the premise for this episode is, feel free to award me title points if you want to. The premise for this episode is there's this guy who he's big on like TikTok and social media, and he makes these videos where he has a rig with like a laptop on a frame and then a green screen behind him, and he attends Zoom meetings like for work while he's like riding a motorcycle, playing baseball. He attends Zoom meetings with this green screen, so it looks like he's in an office kind of, but he's like doing other things. It's very like popular videos.
Yeah.
His name is Frankie. What I want to do now that I live in Ohio is I want to get a rig like that and start hosting an episode and just get you guys talking about whatever. And with the help of Molly and or just some lockpicking tools, eventually burst into Wade's office mid-episode recording just to scare the shit out of Wade, and or maybe hide somewhere in his house, or maybe like say that I shipped some food to his house. There's some kind of premise here where I'm in Wade's house and it looks like I'm in my normal office, but it's with a Frankie setup, and then I just scare the shit out of Wade.
I love it.
Specifically me though.
Well, I live way closer to you now, so it would be much easier to do it to you. Yes, going across the entire country to do Mark would be like quite an endeavor. But maybe that's part 2. Frankie again.
We do love our sequels in these episodes, and I think that's a fantastic idea. I think you get big points. I can't give you the bonus point for the title because I did go with Wade's.
Could you give me the next points for the next titles before we even say any of them?
Absolutely, 100%. If you don't win, I'll have to deduct double.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Good.
Am I up?
Well, it's technically no. If we're going back to classic roots, you both have to give a title, and then I pick which one's which.
Bob, I went first last time. Why don't you give it the title first?
This episode will be titled, I'll put it in there.
Okay. Less than 4 dicks within un shell.
What?
Because there are less than 4 of us, and we used to have a 3-person show we did in a sort of shell, if you will.
Oh, it was a riff on peas in a pod.
What do you mean? This is an original topic where there are always less than 4 of us. And we are within un shell.
Greater than 2, but less than 4 dicks in a dock. It's gotta be alliterative, you fool.
Imagine us within a turtle, if you will, holding our little lighter, talking about whatever we want.
I think a title should really speak for itself. I don't want to undercut my competitor too aggressively, but
You're right. It should speak for itself, But that being said, Bob, I don't even remember what your title was.
Oh, I'll put it in there.
I remember, and I picked that title.
What the fuck?
I did preemptively give you the point about it. All right, let's hear about this episode, Bob.
Yeah, please, by all fucking means, Bob.
This feels as fair as it ever is. So this episode, you're throwing a bone to the subreddit in this, and with your hosting today, this episode that I'm talking about is another one strongly requested by the subreddit. If you recall, one of the last episodes we did before adding the video component was the ick. And we talked about things that gave us the ick. And one of the things that happened in that episode where there was no video was I put my microphone into my mouth and I was doing that thing where it's all and everyone thought that sounded like really like that, like really good.
Yeah.
And now the subreddit, and apparently I promised in this episode that if we ever did video, I would do an episode where I just put things in my mouth. So the whole episode is I'll send you guys like a list of things that I have available, and you just select things for me to try to put in my mouth, and that's it. This is what you want, subreddit, just to be clear. You ask for this repeatedly. So in Mark's theoretical future, it's gonna happen, but not really, but maybe.
All right, good. That's great. That's worth full points, and you got the bonus point.
Do you want me to make the sound again?
No.
Oh, okay. I just won't even talk about my idea. So yeah, let's move on.
Go ahead, Wade.
Same topic that I gave, the less than 4.
Yeah, why would you change it?
Well, no, I just want to make sure, because you gave them all the points already, so I didn't know there was a point in me talking.
We can each get points. We can each get points for the story. The bonus point is the title.
Remember the classic way we did it?
No, I don't remember what we did last episode, so like, how would I remember?
All right, whatever.
Well, we used to, back in the day, just sit around and talk about various things like...
Wait, what was your title again? I've totally forgotten.
Less than 4 dicks within un shell.
Right. Okay, got it. Okay.
So we could have recurring topics like we used to. Like imagine a rapper named Soldier Guy, and we talked about him.
I think you mean military man.
Army Guy.
Army guy. Air Force youth. The well-known rapper.
He's coming. You know, current event.
That's a good.
This is an Air Force Youth bulletin. We need to be updated on the goings on.
We could all have little like sound bites we play where we, I don't know, turn around and look at the camera and talk about whatever. I just think harkening back to our roots.
All right. So clearly this was a pimping idea. I have an alternative if you guys aren't totally down with this topic.
I'm playing along.
I love this.
You love this? We can continue, but I'll tell you what my other idea was.
Yeah, why save it for the next time you host? Tell us.
We've never had an episode where the host consciously changed topics mid-episode. I'm open to it.
You don't want this one.
Never mind.
Well, we already had to sing for you once. What is it now? Welcome to Distractible. Today's winner is who has the best asshole. Boys, let's see those rectums, and whoever's I judge to be the best will win this episode.
Save the gold, man. That's a great episode idea. You would have gotten so many points for that one. Anyway, so my other idea, I had a whole bunch of ideas. So the first one was I was going to present you guys with a random YouTube channel of my choosing, and you give your honest opinion of them. And I was going to give you really controversial YouTube channels from people I know you don't like. Just an effort to get you guys canceled. My other idea was that I was going to draw a random celebrity name out of a hat, and then you had to do your turn as doing an impression of that person.
Oh,
and I know how much you guys love impressions.
Oh, God, please, Christopher Walken 3 times in a row.
Anyway, but if you guys don't want those, we can keep going. Seriously, guys, though, I had so many ideas for episodes that were just absolutely terrible ideas. So the topic of today actually is what I wanted to do was what's the worst distractible topic that we could possibly do.
Okay, all right, the worst.
I have one that I actually have written down. A purely awful idea, but I can't get it out of my head. Like I really still want to do it, but I know it's not a good episode.
Okay, I love this. I want it so badly.
I don't want to steal Wade's. If you have something, Wade, we can do the whole thing, and you have a chance to go first if you would like. But
I've got a couple of bad ideas, but if you have, are we doing titles still? Or are we just talking now?
Y'all titles, I don't know, whatever. Fuck it. I just want to hear the bad idea because I have a bullet. I come up with ideas all the time that are just like, that would never work. That would never work.
My title will just be the We're Canceled finale.
I don't know what specifically you're going to do, but I could see that going in a lot of fun directions. Yeah. My title is just, and the quiet before the words is part of it. Do it.
Interesting. I'm so curious about that one. I have to admit, Wade, yours is great. What is it, Bob? You get the point for that.
Wade will be relieved. It's a very short idea. Part of what makes this such a terrible idea is that the episode ends immediately once the thing that I'm trying to convince you to do happens. The episode premise is, I'm the host, you two are competing. Whoever pees their pants live on camera so that it's visible first wins the episode. No points or any other shenanigans. That's it.
Well, you're not hosting. I was going to start guzzling water, but you're not hosting today.
So I was imagining I would set this up and you guys would be like, I don't think that's worth it. And then I would spend the episode trying to convince you that it's totally worth it to piss your pants on camera to win a pointless episode of a podcast that means almost nothing and has no rules or semblance of order.
There's so many of my ideas are just like you guys just doing something terrible. I mean, that's a lot of YouTube channels' ideas, actually. It's just like making your friends do horrible things that they would always regret.
We should do one where we hook up muscle stimulants and we eat a bunch of sour shit.
What? What do you mean?
I don't feel so good, actually, if we're going to do that again.
Even better, because the sicker you are, the more points you get as you do it.
I think that video literally led to me when I had my last oral exam. What do you call it? Dental checkup?
Dental checkup or something? Dental
oral
hygiene?
exam. They said that my gum line had been eroded away. So not a lot, but enough that they were like, you should probably consider doing a gum graft. And I'm like, oh man. And they were
it doesn't grow back. You have to have surgeries or whatever to try and fix that. Not great.
Yeah, you got to steal gum from somewhere else and put it on there.
Sounds like a nightmare. I hate it.
I mean, it's better now, so it's all good. So, but yeah, no, the sour, that was a bad idea. Did it even get a lot of views? Let me see. Was it even worth it?
I will never forget you guys bleeding from the mouth that day and me thinking I was the smartest person in the world because I was like, those fucking idiots kept the warheads on their tongue. I put it in my cheeks like a smart person. And then the next day, the inside lining of my cheeks on both sides peeled off.
6 years ago, 6.2 million views. How is that a lot? Is that worth it?
That's pretty good. That's not bad. That's pretty good.
It'd only be my second best video ever, so yeah, it'd be pretty decent.
That'd be my best video ever, but Mark gets tens of millions of views, depending on if it's a 5 Nights at Freddy's or something.
Is your best video still Meow?
Yeah. Meow, Woof, and Moo, top 3, baby. And then 5 Nights at Freddy's.
I was going to say, FNAF's got to be up there, but yeah.
Yeah. But no, if I don't make a disclaimer that I don't actually give a shit about views, people are going to be like, oh, I care about doing stuff for views.
Milk them!
Just like this podcast. We're milking them good. But anyway, that's a great idea, Bob. Full points for that. Wade, what was your stupid, dumb idea?
We're Canceled finale. So we've talked about doing a live show.
Yes.
And we've streamed 3 Peens. I don't remember I think we streamed Distractible, but we've streamed our stuff in the past. But we do a stream or a live show. And the stakes are thus. As we are going through the episode, whoever gets us canceled first wins. But you have to start small and amp it up and see how far we can go before we completely destroy our careers and lose our audience.
That's such a great idea because the audience is complicit in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's they're the
Crowd
determinator of when we're canceled. If they're still laughing, we're not canceled.
Yeah, you have to reach a point where they turn on you live on the that's
which would be even harder because if you get them in on the joke, they don't want to turn on you because they want to they want to laugh and have fun, but then you gotta say some really horrible stuff.
And we just have to keep amping it up until we're canceled. Whoever gets us canceled wins the episode and they win the finale. They're the ultimate Distractible.
It is the finale because it would be the last winner. That's not a Well, okay, that's a bad idea. I don't want to make anything say that's a good idea.
Mark's like, now when do I want to end this? Retirement's coming up, boys. We're getting older.
Oh man, I mean, I'm just saying. You get full points for that.
Thanks.
I have a mid-episode news bulletin. There's really nothing else to it. I just saw the headline and
Right as you said that, I got a Windows security alert that popped up as a bulletin, and that was a kind of a freaky coincidence.
Yeah, don't you know Ohio's about to blow up? Man thrusts American flag through another man's head at Sonic.
Through another man's head? Like
Through. THR. I had to look OUGH.
I've heard of trying to like beat the patriotism into somebody. That, dedication. Also murder, probably.
Maybe.
So basically, witnesses just told police they saw a man. There's a name here I won't read to protect his identity. I don't know.
We'll call him Mr. Flagman.
Mr. Flagman. Charge at the victim and stab him with a flagpole through his head. The person said that's what he gets. He deserved it.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. The pole. Oh, man, I shouldn't read this. Here I go. The pole entered the. We'll bleep this. This is just for these guys. The pole entered the
drive-through and got himself an ice cream cone with chocolate sprinkles, then listened to Distractible on Spotify.
Ooh.
The American flag was still attached to the pole at the time.
The thruster finished his attack and then stood back at it at attention and gave him the old...
Bah, 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 bah.
I don't think we should laugh at this, but there's something so horrible about it that's like, if you don't laugh, you'll be depressed for the next week.
Well, miraculously, we're told the victim will survive his injuries, but will likely lose an eye.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way you're not losing something important from that bleeped out description that you gave us.
Unless this is like one of those little like stick American flag. I'm picturing like a full out metal pole.
Yeah, I think this must be like, took it off the back of his pickup truck, mounted on top of his truck nuts,
Yeah.
and then attacked the man with the flag type deal.
That's more believable than like started undoing the bolts of the giant American flag like at the Sonic and just charge at the man.
Yeah, how big this flagpole really depends on how incredible this feat is, but I do think it was probably a truck nuts.
I mean, having anything stabbed through you, your head especially, and you being able to survive is pretty impressive, even if it's like a, coat hanger thickness versus a tree trunk.
So in no way am I trying to defend the stabber.
Oh boy.
But I love news articles always like this always make me wonder what the context was. Because they report it, right? It's like man thrust flag through head of victim. Well, I always my brain goes off on tangents of like, what if the context of this is right up until the moment the news story started, the guy who got the flag through his head was like actively like sexually harassing this guy's sister or wife or something, like just like because in the news story you're like, oh, that poor victim, like, whoa, that's really messed up. But in some of these cases the context is like, yeah, well, the guy who got attacked and ultimately injured was shooting a gun at the other guy, he just missed, and then the guy stabbed him with a flag and he's bad. It's like,
this is like Mel Gibson in The Patriot when he stabs the evil British guy with the American flag.
did the stabber have some motivating thing, or was the stabber just like completely out of his mind for no reason?
I totally forgot that isn't that how that movie goes? Does he stab him with the flag?
He does. At the very end, he like stabs the guy through the chest with his flag, and he's like, my sons were better men. And then like the mic drops and all the people are like drop their guns like, oh, get him, Mel! And then it ends.
It was a real twist when you saw it in theaters.
Yeah, it was really surprising.
You saw The Patriot in theaters? Wait, what year?
Oh yeah, no, I was like 4 years old. 5. When did that come out? What was that 96?
I'm looking it up right now.
I want you to know my last Google search was for fuck synonym. I hope you're happy.
No, that was 2000?
Really?
That sounds right.
Why do I think
right.
that was way...
Yeah, that feels older than that.
No, I remember. I feel like that's around the right age, preteen for us.
I thought that came out before Braveheart did.
Oh no, Braveheart was like early 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's 95. Oh, I thought it was like super old.
My dad had the 6 VHS copy of Braveheart because it was like the extended edition.
Ho, ho, ho.
What's the regular edition? Like 3 hours?
Yeah, it's quite the long movie, even in the theatrical cut.
2 hours, 58 minutes.
I want more Braveheart.
Can't get enough brain fart.
Anyway, that was our mid-episode news break. Oh, the guy was charged with maiming, which I didn't know was a charge.
That sounds like a meme.
Yeah, but I would have thought it would have been an attempted murder.
You'd think something when you stab a man through the head with a flag, but I mean, he was maimed. That's not incorrect.
The prosecutor got the case, and his boss was like, "Yeah, go for murder. Go for murder too on that one." He stabbed him right through the head, but the prosecutor's like, "But how often do we get to run with maiming? We never get to charge maiming. Come on."
It's either battery, attempted murder. What if I just want a good old maim charge?
Everybody jumps right past assault and battery, right to murder. Nobody ever tries to maim. This was a maim attempt.
Plus, I got a vacation in 3 weeks, and murder takes forever.
I mean, probably you're not wrong. I don't know much about lawyering, but I do think that
Let me tell you that working in a courthouse and having to like mess with all of the physical files from like the 60s and 70s to murder trials versus any other charge in the federal courthouse, murder cases have like fucking shelves of these giant things dedicated to themselves, whereas like every other charge is like one little file thing. Murder cases are nuts as far as the paperwork, like nuts.
I did not know. I mean, I kind of knew, but I didn't know it was that bad.
When I was a clerk, they were like, listen, we need you to go alphabetize all of these murder cases in the basement. And I was like, yeah, sure, that shouldn't be too bad. And it was everything that was in paper up to the point that they'd switched to like digital. And that was it was something trying to organize that shit. But there were like several federal murder cases down there, and it was a shit show trying to find all those right ones.
Man, people should just stop murdering people out there.
It'd be nice. It would make the clerk's job a lot easier. And probably everyone else's.
Not to derail this episode further, but I have another headline that popped up too. It might send us down a rabbit hole. I don't know. Do you guys want to hear it?
I do, but can I give you one of my bonus bad titles from earlier that I was saving?
Yeah, we should get back a little bit. I'll tell you this one in a second.
Okay.
In our original little bit we were doing at the start where you had us just like coming up with shit and I was like, oh yes, less than 4 dicks. I did come up with bonk thine fantasies, coitus thine night terrors, and I am kind of proud of that one.
Wait, you said the cute, stupid thing we were doing. You mean the majority of this episode? You mean...
Yes.
You mean the whole beginning? The cute, adorable, little stupid thing I was doing? You mean my whole topic for the episode?
Well, it was stupid, but I liked it.
Is that why you're friends with me?
That's why you're friends with... Yes, that's why we get along.
All right, good. Okay, good. Bob, do you have any interjections before I read this? Definitely. It's just going to be, I'm reading it and then we're right back to it.
Can I compete with this title?
You can't beat Fuck Your Dreams, Fuck Your Nightmares redone.
It's called Cars. That's it.
Bonk thine fantasies, coitus thine night terrors competition is Cars.
I pick Bob's.
I know you.
Bob wins.
You guys live together. You have like this unspoken bond of pick me, pick me.
I am big pick me energy. It's true.
You are a big pick me energy, but you know I pick you too whenever I have the option.
Wait, I heard that term recently. A pick me girl.
Yeah, pick me girl is like a thing online right now.
What does that mean? Do I want to Google this or is this bad?
No, it's not bad. I think it's meant to be pejorative though. Is the thing, right? It's not a good thing. It's like meant to be making fun of people who give off a certain vibe.
No, it is slang derogatory. A woman who asserts that she is unlike and sometimes better than most other women in order to gain attention, approval, or validation from men.
Man, nothing will kill like a colloquialism or a meme or anything faster than like, slang. Derogatory? Oh, interesting.
Slang used commonly by the youths.
Well, it's plural pick me girls if you want to know.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Cars.
So what we do is I get a script for the movie Cars, and then we just read it, and I get to be Lightning McQueen.
Can we do show Cars where we redo the movie Showgirls, but instead of having like the girls, it's cars that are doing the strip dances?
Oh, I like that. No, that's a whole series. That's a multi-part series. You could do Carmageddon, the asteroid movie.
That was also a video game, I think. Carmageddon.
That is
Yes.
a video game. Wasn't that like one of the worst N64 games of all time? Carmageddon 64 or something.
Worst?
I think people liked that one a lot. That
Oh,
Worst?
maybe I'm mixing something up.
I also think I
And-
played it on PC. It was kind of like Twisted Metal, wasn't it? It was like racing, but Twisted Metal style or something.
Well, no, it was racing and running over people.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Maybe I don't love it.
I like show cars.
Anyway, Wade, do you want to go over your dumb idea?
Bonk thine fantasies, coitus thine night terrors. I really feel like it speaks for itself. It gives you that really bonk thine fantasies, coitus thine night terrors energy, you know?
Ah, yeah.
Sure.
So how
sure.
does the point scoring work?
Well, I get infinite. What you do is you give me 8 and then you flip it 90 degrees.
That's the second time you've said that recently. You've said that before. Where did you get that? What movie did you steal that from that you're now quoting it all the time?
Well, the 1993 movie Fuck You, Mark.
And actually, that joke actually appears first in a 1987 comedy written by James Huebman.
I forgot 1997 came before 1993. That's my bad.
I'm going to give Wade a point for gaslighting, but I'm going to
Thank you.
give Bob some points. And less than 1 point can also is said plurally, so you don't know if it's more. I'm going to give him some points.
How many points do I get for bonking thine fantasies?
1,
What about coitusing thy night terrors?
0, if we're going by that, because it was together. Anyway, Hang Zuzu says, our bears are real, not humans in disguise.
It's all this.
What is this? What is this about?
I have such a funny interaction about this exact story. So basically, I don't want to steal your thunder. Do you want to read the summary of it, Mark? Sorry.
Oh,
before I
no.
go.
You give.
Okay, so basically, Wade, there's this bear. It's a sun bear. It's a kind of bear in a zoo in China, I think, and it stands on its hind legs and like waves its arms in a way where it just looks like a person, like a human in a bear costume. And a bunch of people took videos and pictures and were like, did you just put a dude in a bear costume in an exhibit like it was a real bear?
It looks like a human in a costume. It really does.
It does. It really does. Well, so the thing that was funny is the news was on TV today, where we just moved to Cincy, right? But we don't have our stuff. So we're like spending a lot of time at Mandy's parents' house because they live really close to where we live. And they have stuff like furniture. And it was on, and Mandy's mom was like, it does look like a person. Like, I know they're saying that's a real bear, but it just looks like a person.
It even looks like when it's standing, the fucking like pants are wrinkled up in a weird way, like it's pants.
But it was just funny because we're sitting there watching, and everyone else is like, yeah, but this is just how that species of bear looks. And she was like, yeah, but it's just, I don't believe it. It just looks like a person. And we just had this like back and forth of like, it really does just look like a person in a costume.
Do you guys want to start a zoo?
Who's to stop us if we did start a zoo?
Let's start a zoo. But we don't even need real animals. We will be like the most animal-friendly zoo of all time.
Yeah, what do we put in the exhibits? Like,
You know, like these sun bears.
oh, I see what you're getting at.
We'll get like sun pigeons. We'll get sun antelopes, sun giraffes,
We could get some of those apes from where there's a planet of them.
sun apes.
This is a whole nother subset of good/terrible distractible ideas where we could expand Distractible LLC into different,
There's a zoo.
like I think that we should get into fossil fuels. I believe that that's going to have a resurgence very soon. Electric cars are just a fad.
I have a business idea for Distractible.
I love this.
Do you guys know, are you familiar with the sports themed hair salon called Sport Clips?
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
It's a Distractible themed salon, but there's a limited number of locations, and we appear at the locations, and anyone who has a haircut here signs a waiver and agrees to be in an episode of Distractible at random. And either we appear at locations and film random people while they're getting their haircut, or we have videos of us that like play and they interact with a video where we're like asking questions or something, and we use that to make episodes of the podcast.
I love that. That's great.
Okay. Expanding the zoo idea. We could also, you know how like there are multi-night cruises, like on cruise ships? So imagine like a cruise experience that lasts, I don't know, 3 days, 5 days, something like that. and we have people in animal costumes, but also electronic, like animals walking around, like animal electronics, and you could spend 5 nights with them on this cruise ship. I feel like there's something there. We need to work together on it. We can name
you're
them.
on it. 5 nights.
5 nights with animaltronics, but I feel like we should name them. We'll give them like human names.
5 nights out at sea.
That's good. That's good. We'll keep working on that one. Can you imagine how terrifying it would be if we opened a Chuck E. Cheese style restaurant with us as animatronics?
5 nights at Bodie's.
It reminds me of the SNL skit where they've got what's it called? They have like the SNL cast like playing animatronics, and they're like, "If you join with a friend and a friendly song, then you'll have friendship all day long." I don't know if you guys know the one I'm talking about.
Man, you just doing that was terrifying.
No, that was a very good impersonation of it. It was effective.
Because people don't realize how tall you guys actually are. So if your animatronic versions were even bigger than yourselves, I'd be normal size, of course. But if you did just these giant looming human type animatronics, I'd be pretty terrifying. You know the group The Wiggles? Yeah, the colorful shirt ones. They had their own part in a theme park in Australia. Like, why can't we get Distractiland?
Yeah.
Why can't we get our own thing? We could have a whole franchise of Distractible.
We don't need our whole park, but you know how Universal has like Indiana Jones? Well, that's at Disney, I think. But there's like the undersea adventure, and there's all these like rides there. It's like a story. We could like the Fast and the Furious ride at Universal. About family. We could be one of those rides, like a motion simulator 3D adventure ride.
How do you even get that deal?
Oh, but instead of like 3PO standing there turning around, it's one of us that like comes on, and you never know which animatronic you're gonna get.
Yeah.
A different one of us will host your motion sensor ride each time.
Yes, absolutely. This is what I've always wondered is, I'm not even joking about this. I don't know if I want this, but how do these other groups or whatever keep getting these roller coaster deals? How do you get a roller coaster deal? When do you know that you've made it and you're able to get a roller coaster deal?
I don't want to spoil everything for you, Mark, but I think that happens because the company that owns the park also owns the movie.
Let's sell in space to somebody.
Wait, what?
What happened?
Who makes movies still? Paramount. Paramount's in space with Marq-Eye-Blier. Then does Paramount still have parks? They sold Kings Island. Never mind. Who owns Kings Island now? Who owns Cedar Point? Is it just called Cedar? What the fuck's their name?
It's owned by the Six Flags group, I think, right?
Is it? I thought it was someone else.
Oh, Cedar Fair owns Cedar Point.
Cedar Fair's in space. You're making a movie right now. Cedar Fair's Submarine Boy. What's your movie called? Iron Lung. I remembered.
Cedar Fair's Submarine Adventure with Marq-Eye-Blier.
You would not want to ride that ride. I just want to say that straight up.
Well, we get them to sign waivers, man. It's fine.
You didn't have any adverse effects from all the fake blood or anything. It was fine.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah, we'll put you in a nice metal tube. We'll dunk you in a vat of blood, and it'll flood real fast. And you're just like, eesh. Did you know how fast the Titan, not to get on the subject of the Titan submarine?
Go on.
Do you know how fast it collapsed?
It was like measurable in like milliseconds, right?
It was single-digit milliseconds.
Yeah.
I imagine that. I mean, that doesn't surprise me because as soon as one part starts to give out, the entire structure would be compromised, right?
For the human nervous system, I don't remember the numbers, but isn't it something like 13 milliseconds before something happening even registers, and then it's like some tens of like 30 or 40 milliseconds before like pain registers through the nervous system, and the implosion took place over the course of like 7, like less than, like you said, single digit, less than 10 milliseconds.
Is that the full thing, like fine to completely done in that amount of time?
Fully pressurized to fully depressurized in like less than 10 milliseconds. They didn't even perceive it happen. They just, that's terrifying.
Well, in terms of ways to go, it's not that bad.
I mean, that's true, because, I mean...
I imagine there was some creaking beforehand. Like, we're going to be straight up. I imagine...
Never mind.
You don't think the pilot had the little Logitech controller and was like, all right, keep descending. Everything looks good. And then it just happened out of nowhere. You think there might have been some signs?
I think there might have been something.
Yeah, that's probably...
Usually, if I know my submarine movies, and I do... There's some noise before things happen.
I've never even been on like one of the submarine rides, like different theme parks, much less a real submarine. I can't imagine what it would be like, even if things were fine, to be that deep on like a submarine and like the sound of things around you. Because it's such a different experience than anything I've been on.
I didn't know that James Cameron was actually a submariner until after this.
Submariner?
Submariner. I watched his documentary about his submarine adventures. I did not know that guy really loves submarines. That guy was Train Kid, but for submarines, and then made his entire life about it. That guy knows submarines.
I mean, hey, if you make enough blockbuster movies, you can make anything happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mark, you need 1 or 2 more big hits and you can open your own theme park.
Just like that.
Oh, no! Wait, if something's happening in Ohio, does that mean I don't like to win like this, but it seems like the right thing to do.
I mean, you were pretty up on points. It was a fairly crushing victory in your favor, but I can make it seem like it was close, so he feels good. All right, so Wade, he is no longer a part of the podcast. We do not condone his statements. We do not condone his actions. Whatever he has done or will do, we disavow.
Feels bad. I'm with Mark.
All right, cool, good. We stand in solidarity until one of us says something terrible, and then we never believed in the other.
Hey,
you're back.
Yeah, I keep having to restart my Ethernet adapter like every day for like 10 minutes. I have this issue.
You mean your router? Or
no,
your
literally I have my Ethernet adapter on the computer. Like I'll just go in and restart adapter.
How old's your computer?
This is brand new.
Yeah, you just bought it from Micro Center. Ow! Go on! God damn it.
Is this a motherboard issue or what would this be?
Man, you wouldn't be having these problems with a Mac, would you? I'm not that guy. People think I'm that guy. I'm not that guy. So, Wade, you are down bad, but you are also down on points. If you want to get in any desperate last-minute attempts to redeem points, now's your chance.
What are we doing for points? Bad ideas for the podcast still?
Whatever you got.
Okay, I liked Bob's idea earlier that I'm going to steal because he didn't use it as an idea. And it's that we all three have to do Christopher Walken impressions. And the episode's just called We're Walking Here. And the whole time, talk like this, talk about whatever we want. And then at the end of the episode, whoever was the best or worst walking wins. You know, guys, come on. Wow. Good idea.
I mean, it was really that was more of an offshoot of my idea that
Nobody claimed it. It was floating there. I grabbed it. I adopted it. Went and got tags put on it. It's mine now.
Well, that was an admirable attempt. You do get a point for that, but unfortunately, you just come up short on...
And the confessional, where you guys confess all of your horrible sins to me. And I don't confess mine.
Just short on points to clinch that.
And we could have a catalog of like rankings, and we rank topics into like subcategories and put like the best parts at the top and the worst at the bottom.
On tiers?
Yeah, ranking catalogs.
A list of tiers? Tiers?
Ranking catalogs.
Just short on victory. Unfortunately, Wade, you are the big loser unless some random chance event occurs like a big wheel. What if I had one? Will, put one in my hand.
I got a real coin.
You got a real coin? I don't have a real coin, though.
I can flip a real coin.
Oh, wow, good. Flip it. No, it doesn't count.
Then why would I flip it? I'm not going to waste my...
Doesn't count. Just because you have a coin doesn't mean that it counts. I don't even have a lens cap. I have a lens cap.
I do too, and it's not even.
I have a magnetic pop socket that'll flip.
I don't think. No, the point is that we're not flipping. This was This is back to our roots.
I have this Mass Effect replica of the M8 Avenger.
Flip it. Throw it in the air.
Shit! It landed on its side.
Wait, no one called it. You have to flip it again.
Yeah, flip it again. Call it.
Man, I paid money for that. I don't think I will. I think I'll just eat my loss.
All right, Bob, it seems that fate has not smiled upon Wade, and you are today's winner. Congratulations.
Yeah, I earned it.
Yeah, you came up with the worst ideas.
They were pretty bad.
They were pretty bad.
What if I just proceed to make those ideas that I said today my next several episodes whenever I have to host?
I think that that's a perfectly valid thing to do, and I think that all the people on the subreddit should be threatened that will occur if they ever give us lip again. If they ever think that they could sass us for any particular reason, we will bust out the worst episode you've ever heard and or seen.
Yeah, well, because you made me lose, the next time I host, I'm going to do the weird canceled finale. Wait, I think I just guaranteed I won't win. Guys, wait, hold on. I changed my mind. If you don't pick me, I'll do it.
But how?
I don't. Blackmail? I don't know.
We disavowed you when you went offline, so.
That is true.
You did? You guys talked without me?
I didn't say much. Mark talked a lot, but he said some stuff.
Okay, well, that's not cool, but all right.
It was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. Anyway, winner speech, loser speech. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I should have won. All right, thanks for my time.
Cool, Bob.
I should have won, so I did.
And see, wait, that's why he's the winner. That's why he won. That right there, that's why he won. He doesn't come up with the idea, he makes it better. And that's what it's all about. Iterations. Learn about it.
Is iteration another word for stealing, or are those separate things?
I am not an expert on that.
Well, you should be. Bonk thine fantasies.
I don't know what that means. Thank you everybody so much for listening and or watching to Distractible. Be sure to tell your friends, tell your neighbors, kidnap people, force them to listen, and then bring them in your cars. You're going to the dump to find my wallet, and then if you crash, don't worry, you'll land in trash, and trash is always soft. Thanks so much for being a part of this. If you're part of the Distractible subreddit, we hate you. Is that not? I thought we all agreed. That's why I made this whole episode, like, because we were like, fuck the subreddit.
Well, it turns out the weird canceled finale has been held already.
What? What's that? Oh, guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna.
Okay, all right. Well, okay.
His internet went out. Handshake deal. I win.
No. Podcast out. I apologize for nothing.